What is up, homies? Welcome back to another reaction from Heroes Reforged. We are watching the 5th episode of The Mandalorian Season 3, Chapter 21, The Pirate. Yeah, things are a little bit different in this video. It's just Hector and I. Before I explain why, we did a recording of this reaction last week. I was out of town, I was traveling, I had all my gear with me, and I was out, so I was kind of working in a little bit of a different environment. And when we did our recording, I didn't know this at the time, but it didn't record any audio. So unfortunately, we're having to re-record this reaction.
I mean, it's so funny. People were like, "Can you guys just dub, like record your?" I'm like, you know, how possible that would be to try to.
No idea what I was saying.
No idea what I was saying. Like that's, you know, and also Augustine is currently on vacation, so it's just you and I. Like you were saying, he is celebrating his birthday as well. So go wish him a happy birthday. And I know sometimes when we're out, and it may happen, folks are it still would be cool if you could record your own reaction on your own wherever you are, and then we can look at it later separately. I'm like, no, dude, we got to take vacations. It's okay. It's fine. Let my man enjoy his birthday.
Yeah.
Go wish him happy birthday. We so appreciate the enthusiasm, but sometimes logistically speaking, it's like, what? How do you think this can be? You know,
the amount of gear that you have to take with you to do stuff remotely.
I can get invited to the moon by NASA, and people will still be like, ah, man, if you could only record your I'm like, I'm on the moon. There's no way.
I'm in the United States of space, bro.
Oh my goodness.
So this will be a rewatch of sorts, but I haven't watched it since we watched it the first time. So there will probably be stuff that I missed that I will notice the second time. So I'm excited to jump back into this despite having seen it a week ago. And then we'll of course watch the new episode as well. Hector and I will be watching that. Augustine won't be here for that, unfortunately. And I believe you said it's the episode that Bryce Dallas Howard directed. I think it's this week or next week.
I think it might be tonight at midnight. I think because we're recording this currently also on Tuesday, but a week late.
Yep.
And the new one's coming out at midnight, and I believe it is BDH, but I don't know. We're gonna find out. We're gonna find out. I might have to wear a special T-shirt. We're gonna find out.
Same. All right, here we go. In 3, 2, 1, go.
Where's the rail spur? We're going to be moving a lot of cargo in and out of here. Hold on a second.
I think that's also just kind of reflective of reality because yes, we've gone through world wars and villainous, these sort of like organizations were defeated, but it still sprinkles in through history over time.
World War I led into World War II, y'all. It's it did not end after World War I.
There's a pirate corsair violating.
And I also appreciate how people have been observing and saying,
if we buy them off,
in a way, it makes sense that the First Order could even gain any power. And anybody could be convinced to join the First Order because it would mean that the New Republic has to be ineffective.
Yeah.
Sort of how that's how fascism can rise in our real world. People are drawn to that when a government or ruling system is ineffective.
I knew that corsair looked familiar.
I don't believe
this character looks so good.
The voice sounds like
I love it.
Karga.
It's cheesy, but it's great. It's great.
And don't mistake my hospitality for weakness.
Is that what you call gunning down my helmsman in cold blood? When he let down his guard on your planet?
He shot first.
Well, now This isn't Sabak. You can't bluff your way out of this one, Karga. Don't hail me again unless it's to surrender.
I tried to do it.
I can't wait to watch the gallery episode to see how much of that character is CG versus a puppet or like an actor in a suit.
Puppet.
Yeah,
I think it's all puppet suit.
It looks so good. It also sucks how quickly they seem to rebuild Navarro and how just oh yeah, we're just gonna decimate it. God damn, these people cannot catch a break.
We have to get the people to safety. Send out a directive immediately. Let's go.
Evacuate. Alert.
What a great leader. I like Grief Karga a lot.
Retreat to the lava flats. Alert.
I don't think we're technically seeing it, but I think people are dying. That's the implication that people are dying in this attack.
Not everybody can survive.
Yeah.
Never fails.
I know, man. So good.
So cool to see all these different starships.
Oh, I'm really looking forward to rewatching this scene because I also only saw it once, and I'm like, what? I think Dave Filoni's supposed to be in the background, right? Didn't you say that last time?
Yeah,
you
he's in the
watched it?
foreground.
Yeah, I didn't catch him.
I remember seeing a guy with like a hat.
Point him out to me. All right. Ooh, funky.
Some good
And
stuff
Deborah
right here.
Chow. And Rick Famuyiwa.
Yeah, see the guy at the bar on the right?
Oh,
right here?
That's him right there.
Yeah.
And that's Deborah.
There's
yeah.
Deborah Chow. So good.
Can I use your viewer? Excuse me.
So happy for this actor too, dude. Every time I see him. Yep, there they are, right there.
Yep.
3 of them.
Amazing.
Thank you.
That's what's so fun about the show being made kind of like in a warehouse, is you're just like hanging out all the time.
I don't ask for your aid lightly. The situation is dire. I'm afraid that our planet will fall, and Shard will turn this into a pirate base.
This was so cool, dude.
What the fuck?
I really thought Navarro.
I'm still not over this.
And forward this to Coruscant. Request permission to intercede.
They haven't returned a dispatch in weeks. They're swamped. They'll never get an answer in time.
Oh, goddamn.
Good luck.
And he looks fantastic.
Oh my god, it looks amazing. Looks
Those few
amazing.
shots, really great. They
thing
really
that
spent time on him, and
I think the thing that I remember pointing out in this episode is it kind of feels like it's it took the concept of Rangers of the New Republic, the idea that they had in the spin-off show, and it just made it into an episode to help kind of establish the world. But then it's also sprinkling in characters from Rebels to tee up Ahsoka, and I'm just like, bro, what the hell, man? This is like too much, too good.
So right here, is this character? Is she keeping tabs on Captain Teva?
No.
Because she looked at him and then she was like, she's calculating. Like,
work area.
I really do think that she is some kind of a mole for Moff Gideon or something.
I agree. Or is she kind of looking up and down everybody who come and tries to talk to Tim Meadows?
Maybe, yeah.
So then when she sees, oh, this guy got through, oh, he might have something pressing.
How may it be of service?
I'm requesting authorization and backup for a Delphi squadron in dealing with the pirate siege on Navarro.
Haven't heard of it.
It's a small planet on the outer rim. The High Magistrate of the capital city sent me this message.
It's also crazy to me that in the Star Wars universe, there are still planets that like not everyone knows about, which like it makes sense because there's so many planets out there.
Do you know how big galaxies are?
Yeah.
Galaxies are big, dude. It kind of bothers me sometimes with superhero universes, namely DC and Marvel, because they're universes. So I read like a DC comic a few days ago that was like, this bad guy just destroyed a neighboring galaxy, and I'm like, no fucking way, dude. Do you know how big a galaxy? I'm like, that's bullshit. No way, dude. Don't tell me you're traveling betwixt galaxies in the entire universe. Horseshit, Green Lantern Corps. No way. Just do it in the galaxy, and that's enough, you know?
I don't think that this is an isolated episode. Navarro has reported accounts of stormtroopers in the streets and TIE fighters openly flying above.
This aspect too, dude, I want to say it's so similar to the backstory for the TV show Star Trek Picard.
I was liberated.
In any event, thank you, Captain, for bringing this to
Yeah, it's such a good interaction between these two characters to just kind of see like where they stand on both sides.
There's something dangerous happening out there.
To be some sort of an important pawn later on in the story, whether it's this or Ahsoka or
And by
whatever.
the time it becomes big enough for you to act, it'll be too late.
He just talked about that was the first order right there.
Yeah.
I think Thrawn and Gideon might be working together, and I think they both might end up factoring into the rise of the First Order.
I think so too.
Fuck,
that would be
dude, that's
sick
cool.
as hell, dude.
It's very
Because I have to imagine that when Ezra and Thrawn go across the universe, they get separated at some point.
Sure. But going back to that conversation of like Tim Meadows being like, well, some planets have priority with the New Republic.
Right.
It's like in our world, if a country doesn't belong to the UN, is it lesser? Should we not help if their citizens need aid? I like how both Star Wars and Star Trek of the past few years have kind of been exploring that.
Yeah,
I think it's cool.
Help will arrive soon.
Yo, like 14 people survived.
I know.
A message to
There's
the
24 of us. We need help.
Help is on the way.
90% of their people died.
I'm gonna check to see if there's a Carson Teva action figure.
I think there is. I think there is a Black Series.
There you
Because
are.
I think they gave him one, and I think they gave Dave Filoni one too.
Oh no! Somebody on eBay is selling a head sculpt to put on an action figure.
Oh, okay.
They haven't made one yet. They did give. I think they did Filoni one. Yeah, he's got a Trapper Wolf character, but there hasn't been a Carson Teva yet. I don't think.
Captain Carson Teva, Adelphi Rangers. I have a time-pressing matter to attend to.
Clear out, blue boy.
How did you manage to find us? Mandalorians pride ourselves on our secrecy.
Fortunately, someone I served with in the rebellion is amongst your ranks.
I remember being like, I'm so confused. How the hell did he find them?
This man cut me a break once, and now I'm returning the favor. Clear out, Blue.
Grief Karga sent this holo message.
Hey, Takerisi, Takerisi.
Karga's your friend. You won't let him die.
What's in it for you?
The New Republic has to know that the Empire is growing again.
And you think the Pirate King has something?
Yeah, the New Republic's going to completely ignore this, and it'll be their downfall yet again.
It's not your fight. I just came to tell you your friend is in danger, and I thought you should know.
Did I tell you that since I've been doing some conventions, I've been seeing
I know you'll relocate anyway.
Carl Weathers in
You have my
person?
word.
He's walking
I will not
around,
reveal your
wearing a
location.
mask, has his hat on, you know.
Sorry to intrude.
He looks phenomenal, dude. He's awesome.
Yeah. That'd be, oh my God. To meet
Love
him,
him.
that'd be amazing. My God.
Love him.
Hello.
So
I
what
saw
are you
Rosario
thinking?
Dawson walking around. I think I saw Katie Sackhoff at one of these shows too. They all look great, dude. I'm so happy
Yeah, she
for
was in
everybody
Orlando
in the
the same
Mandalorian
weekend
show.
you guys were.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just so happy for anybody
So
in
many
this
of you don't
show.
know
Like,
Grief Karga.
they're all wonderful, gorgeous people, and
Yeah.
I hope they're having fun.
To help rescue Navarro before it's too late, I am in no position to ask for any more of you. However,
Hang on.
perhaps it is time for us to live in the light once again, on a planet where we are welcome, so our culture may flourish, and our children can feel what it is to play in the sunlight.
Does any part of you feel like that the Mandalorian, like Din Djarin himself, not that he's a background character this season, I don't want to say that, but it seems like they're putting some of the other characters in the forefront a little bit more, and I'm wondering if it's because Pedro was shooting The Last of Us at the same time.
Oh, that's a great point. I hadn't thought of that. Was he shooting The Last of Us at the same time as shooting Mando?
I may, it could be, or they just really wanted to
You know,
focus on other
I was there
characters.
on Navarro that night.
Dude, either way, I could
I
believe
fought
it,
against Grief
but like,
Karga and his hunters.
if that's why this show is just
I
now
saw my brothers
focusing on
and
these
sisters
characters
fall
and
in
doing
the
world
hands of
building
the Imperial
because their
butchers
hands
that
were
hunted
tied and
us.
he was shooting The Last of Us, well done to the show, because I didn't even realize that. This all still
Yeah.
feels like a natural continuation of what they're already doing in this show. I know
Totally.
I saw that online too, that some people were like, well, I thought this show was called The Mandalorian and now it's about anybody but then just like, shut up, dude.
And
like,
that's the only reason like why I even thought about that. But then you watch this episode like this, and it's like it's about the Mandalorian. Doesn't necessarily mean it has to be about the one Mandalorian character. It's about the
Yeah.
Mandalorian culture also.
and even then, it's called Star Wars, my guys.
Yeah.
Like, you know, it's called Star Wars
Because
Episode
we are
4, A New
Mandalorians.
Hope. The main character's not Luke. It's an ensemble
I have
thing
had
with all
my
these different
disagreements
characters.
Yeah,
This is
exactly.
Star Wars, The
But he
Mandalorian.
risked
Like,
his life to save my
if you're
son.
not into these other characters,
Bo-Katan
I don't know, what do you
did
want?
not
If
give
you
up
just
on
want
my
to spend
child's
all
life,
the time with Din,
Even when the rest of us did.
who right now seems to be like pretty chill. Like, he's got his son. He's
Yeah.
pretty chill.
These two are
He's not
asking
really
us to
going
take up
through
arms
major
in the name
character
of a brighter
changes.
future.
And then you
And I,
ignore
for
all these
one,
other
will
side
take up
characters
arms
so that
to
they're all
fight
like
by their
empty.
side.
I like spending time with these other characters. I like deepening Bo-Katan's
This is the
personality
way.
and her,
Maz Vizsla, the armor.
wants and everybody. Dude, I like spending time with Carson Teva. Like, I want to know what this guy, how he, and we just saw in the scene with Tim Meadows and Katie O'Brien. He was mad at Katie O'Brien.
Yeah.
He like, we're like, okay, this is how he feels about former Imperials. Good to know. And this season is not over either. Like, wait for the season to be. How's this all gonna? This episode showed a lot of stuff starting to tie together, right? The pirate, Grief Karga, Navarro, Bo-Katan, the man, like,
Carrying a complement of snub fighters.
I can understand
It has
watching this show and being like,
aerial
I prefer Andor. Great.
The N1
Andor's
will distract
probably
the
a better
Corsair
show at
and
every
her
level.
snub
It's
fighters as we
phenomenal.
drop in to liberate the planet below.
This is Star Wars, dude. Shut up. It's fun. It's cool.
And no longer
It's a universe.
You know what I mean? Like,
Imperial or New
yeah,
Republic protection.
I don't know, man. You know, folks that sometimes review this stuff, I go, do you not like Star
lived
Wars?
there
That's fine.
once.
Don't watch Star Wars stuff. Seems like you don't like Star Wars. You think
But
this is
now-
dumb? Dumb, like you don't like toys. You don't like, you don't like lightsabers and ships and Stop watching this. Just keep watching Chernobyl. That's a great show. Great show. Or Star Trek can't ever get away with being like, oh, we're trying to do like the 60s. People will be like, nah, dude, that looks like ass. Don't do that. Should we be recreating what we said the first time we watched this? I feel bad. I feel like we're doing an alternate commentary. And people
I
are going to be
what
like,
the hell I said.
here's what I said. That guy looks cool. He looks like Pumbaa from Timon and Pumbaa.
Oh, yeah.
That other guy looks like Shmi from Captain Hook. Remember? We were like, that guy has Shmi energy, that little dude running around.
Mandalorian.
Don't try to stop me this time, Smee. Try to stop me. Smee, get off your ass. Help me.
Be careful, my friend. They've got you outnumbered 10-1.
So good.
I like those odds.
I bet you do.
The Corsair's on me. Coast is clear.
Yeah, dude, this is what Star Wars is all about, baby.
Dude, this stuff was so rad. It's so
Look
cool.
at that, dude. Come on.
First team away.
That's so good. Love the Anzellans.
Everybody come and look.
Never gets old.
They're bulking his legs.
Team 2, moving toward courtyard.
I think I said this last time too, is this episode, every episode of The Mandalorian, but this one especially, is making me go like, you know what? I think I might prefer Mandalorians to Jedi, which is like, when I was growing up, it always seemed like the Jedi were the coolest.
Yeah.
I'm over the flats with snuff
People who
fighters
like
in pursuit.
Mandalorian stuff and
You're
Boba
clear to
Fett
start
stuff
your
were
run.
like, they were reading expanded universe books and comics, and they just kind of knew more about the lore.
They're like, I mean, they're essentially like mercenaries. And I think people just kind of like dig that sort of like vibe and aesthetic.
Yeah, you're right.
The Mandalorian. Then bring them back.
Yes, Captain Hook.
Possible ambush.
Thanks, Salacious Crumb, you son of a bitch. Dude, this shit is wild.
I forgot about
That's so amazing. Get out of
Damn,
here.
boy, he thick. That's a thick ass boy.
Honestly,
Damn, boy.
Paz Vizsla would be a character I would cosplay 100%.
Oh, dude, let's do it.
Dude.
Let's do it.
Oh my God.
Okay? Put this in the YouTube edit. Shout out to any professional cosplayers out there who happen to like Heroes Reforged. We are recruiting you. Hit us up, comment below, slide into Adam's DMs. Let's figure out the price point. Let's get you paid, but let's make Adam Paz
Holy
effing
shit,
Vizsla.
dude.
Let's go. Yes.
Let's go. It's awesome. Are you kidding me?
That was great. That was great. Brutal.
Oof. You missed a thick ass
What's up?
jetpack. Look at that fucking thing.
I know. Oh, you know what? I'll just cosplay as Dr. Pershing. That's what I have to do.
Oh, yeah, that would actually be awesome.
Amita
Yeah. We've already got Grogu here. It's perfect.
Wow.
Ah, so cool.
Yes, the coolest.
Oh, boy.
He's targeting the townspeople.
We've got to take them down. Focus fire on their
Yeah,
last
these shots are
engine.
so slick.
Music is great too. I do want to highlight, just because it's not Ludwig
Joseph
Göransson
Shirley,
who's
right?
doing the score, Joseph Shirley, I feel like has been doing a great job this season, and this music especially is great. It's a great job.
I thought the music for the Book of Boba Fett was fantastic.
Yeah. Can't believe this is on TV. I can't believe we
I
get to
know.
watch this. You pay
It's
for Disney
like
Plus.
such
and it's
scale.
like,
Jesus.
yeah.
It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay.
It's gonna be okay.
High Magistrate Grief Karga hereby cede all land from the western lava flats
Yeah, that's right.
to Bullock Canyon to the fine people.
Jeremy Bullock
of
reference right there.
Mandalore.
Actor who played
Yeah.
Boba Fett.
Yeah, yeah.
Welcome.
Love this show.
So cool.
Yeah.
Welcome, and thank you.
They like lived, I mean, not literally, but like kind of like sewer rats in a sense, because they were just underneath everything.
The armorer wishes to speak with you.
The armorer wishes to speak with you.
This was once the forge of our covert.
Especially, you saw that story of Amit Abtahi, like with his son who got to visit Coruscant.
Yeah.
Dude,
So cool.
It make me tear up. I love it so much. It's so great.
Remove your helmet. But
After all the shit I've been through.
do you respect my station? I do. Remove your helmet.
This was wild. I thought, and again, we this is what we were saying as we were watching this. I thought the armor was going to take off her helmet.
I thought so too.
I was like, dude, she's about to take off her helmet, dude. This is going to be huge.
And it is not enough for a few to walk it.
I've also seen this actor at conventions, Emily Swallow.
We must walk it
Awesome.
together.
She looks fantastic, and that's another part. I'm like, she's so pretty. Like, have her take off her helmet. I want to see what she looks like.
I was taught that the Mythosaur existed only in legend.
Only in Star Wars Legends, but now it's canon.
Yeah. It's exactly
It is
how
now
I
in
took
the
that
Disney
shit.
canon.
It is a sign that the next age is upon us.
Yeah, so this was a revelation that like, oh, so last week when she was like hearing Bo, she went, this is the way. It was like, okay, but do you believe, like, do you understand what Bo's telling you, or do you just think she had like a vision?
Yeah.
But now it's like, oh.
Hey, lady, she saw the real thing.
She took a few days to think about it. She goes, I believe Bo-Katan was telling the truth. She actually saw a freaking dinosaur in the waters of Minnetonka. The new age is upon us.
Yeah. Oh, man. Yeah, this must be so weird to walk back out there without a helmet after everything that she's already been through in the last couple episodes.
Okay, do you cosplay as Paz Vizsla? I'll cosplay as Paz Vizsla's son. And then we'll walk around next to each other. I'll have a big old head.
Oh my god.
He's my dad.
Bo-Katan Kryze
This is the way.
to bring other Mandalorians in exile to us so that we may join together once again. Bo-Katan walks both worlds.
It looks so cool.
She can bring all tribes together.
This is the way.
Sick, dude. Let's go, Bo. Nothing but respect for my president, Bo-Katan Kryze. So cool.
So cool.
This show's so great.
I wonder if oh yeah, I forgot about this.
Oh, the pre-credit sequence.
That's a
You mean the
big
last
deal. Big
scene
deal.
of the show? Yeah. Yeah.
Shuttle Tidarium, what is your cargo and destination?
I found a derelict lambda shuttle. The hull was breached. The vessel shows evidence of being attacked.
There's a record of a missing craft in the region. The details are classified.
Womp, womp, womp.
It's a New Republic prison transport.
Oof. It's a little Jaws moment.
Yeah.
Remember when we went to go see Jaws in 3D and that moment scared Abby so much? Like the music, that was so great. Jaws is an all-timer.
Don't appear to be any survivors.
That some bitch never made it anywhere. Of course.
This was an extraction.
Of course.
So, dude, what do you think? What do you think this is? Do you think this is a frame job, or do you think that some Mandalorians are actually helping Moff Gideon? Framing happening, like
a fragment of Beskar alloy.
Like he
Because
wants
remember-
to.
Moff Gideon was taken by Mandalorians?
Huh. That's what they want you to think. Remember in the episode The Jedi, the Western episode that had Michael Biehn, and they go into the town, and
there was a
they had-
Beskar.
They had the Beskar
staff.
spear, and that character
Right,
was
right.
working for Grand Admiral Thrawn. So I wouldn't be surprised if Admiral Thrawn had something to do with it, and it ties into some of the events of the Ahsoka show, and then we find out that they were trying to frame the Mandalorians, or just as a result of the fighting, a piece of Beskar steel broke off, and so now the New Republic is going to think that the Mandalorians are in some way villainous and helping the remnants of the Empire rebuild. So I think that's going to lead to a lot of lead to a lot of, I don't know, like, I guess struggle between potentially the New Republic and the Mandalorians, but who knows? It could be something that maybe is kind of resolved quickly, or it might bleed into other shows. But it's an interesting thing to set up.
Yeah, it's like the Beskar being left behind from Moff Gideon's prison transport is one of two things. It was either left behind accidentally or left behind on purpose.
Exactly.
So yeah, like you're saying, you can explore each option. If it's left behind on purpose, then it must be a frame job, meaning Gideon or Thrawn, and Thrawn is a calculating, planning villain. He's somebody who's always 10 steps ahead. We're leaving it behind to make it look as though Mandalorians extracted him, and they're trying to frame Mandalorians like Din Djarin, who Gideon has come across, and he wants the Grogu baby, and it's all connected, right?
Right.
Left behind, knowing that the New Republic right there would find it. But on the first option, if it was left accidentally, then it's like one of two things. It's like it was left accidentally because Mandalorians went and extracted Gideon and they're working with Gideon, or Mandalorians went and extracted Gideon and they're capturing Gideon because they want him for their own reasons.
Right.
But I can't foresee it being either one of those two and that kind of being legit. It's like if they're working with him, they wouldn't have left that behind. You know what I'm saying? So I just keep going back to the first thing of it was left behind purposefully as a frame job. And it could, like you said, tie into they got a hold of some Beskar, like that person who had the Beskar spear to make Mandos look bad. So and that's the other thing. We're waiting for Augustine to get back to do the last 2 episodes of The Bad Batch, which I don't know if you've seen any chatter online, but I've thankfully been able to avoid any spoilers.
Good, but I haven't seen any spoilers, thankfully.
Same.
Yeah.
And if you're watching this right now on YouTube again, and you want to watch The Bad Batch, and you want to watch that show with us, check it over on Patreon. Will it make its way to YouTube eventually? Maybe. I don't know. Maybe 10 years from now. I don't know. Go to Patreon.
Yeah, and then that makes me question, like, what's Elia Kane's role as someone who is like someone embedded into the New Republic offices, essentially. Like, she's the perfect sort of person to be there, who can track all these things and see where is Moff Gideon, where's being taken to, and kind of help influence all these situations that are happening, delete files or make things encrypted or protect things from people knowing and hearing about things happening. So there's a lot of things sort of being planted throughout this this season, and I'm curious if those things will all resolve at the end of this season, or if some of it will spill over into other shows, which it could be cool because it's kind of different. You know, we haven't really had the Mandalorian series spill into other shows yet. I think there are characters that we know are being set up to then go on to have other shows, but that's really mostly just Ahsoka and some of the cameos that we had, like from characters like Zeb and stuff like that. So I'm curious to see if once we get to Skeleton Crew, if all of these characters will then start to intermingle on all their shows, and maybe we'll see Jude Law show up in Ahsoka, or we'll see Ahsoka show up in Mandalorian, or whatever the case may be. That could be really interesting. And it's another way to just kind of build out the universe and make it more than it's just an Ahsoka show. It's just a Mandalorian show. It's just a Skeleton Crew show. It's a Star Wars show that features these characters, but it's an entire universe of things that are happening. But I think it's a great episode, and whatever issues people have with it, I'm like, I just don't see it because I'm not looking at it through that lens.
That's fine. And it's all valid. I'm not saying that, criticism of that nature it doesn't have any place. Of course it does. It's all
for sure.
But I just sometimes, especially when you spend time on Twitter, man, it just feels like it just skews more negative.
Yeah.
Whether it's because people know that that's going to be kind of engaging, or just because that's where people go to vent. Is like, well, I thought Mandalorian sucked butts, and I'm going to go to Twitter of all places to, or whatever. But I do think about the types of jobs that critics have to they have to take on, and I always feel like, do you like Star Wars? Do you like it? What do you like about it? What is your sweet spot? What is the type of Star Wars that you want? Do you think only Empire Strikes Back and The Last Jedi and Andor are good and everything else sucks? I'm like, you can certainly make a case for that, but it's like, do you not see the value in everything else, even the stuff that you don't think is great? Like, I didn't love Solo, but I see so much value in that movie even, and what it brings to the whole thing. And I still see people complaining about, I can't believe they had Mando and Grogu reunite in another show. And my brain is like, yeah, but it's not. it's another show, but it's also not. It's like if somebody's invested in watching The Mandalorian and only The Mandalorian, and I'm going, how do you interface with this brand? What do you enjoy
like
about
if you love Star Wars? Aren't you just watching Star Wars regardless of what it is?
Yeah, like
even if you don't stick with it, even if you watch The Bad Batch and you're like, oh, it's not for me. Okay, that's fine, but you give it a shot at least.
Or you do a few episodes of the Book of Boba Fett and you go, I don't like this as much, and you kind of drop off. But then I'm sure by the when that show's episodes were coming out, and you're somehow involved with Star Wars, and maybe you have people in your life, either they're online or not, or you're on the internet or not, somebody at some point had to tell you, hey, did you watch that new episode of the Book of Boba Fett? It's got The Mandalorian in it.
Yeah,
it's got Luke Skywalker, and it's like, are you going to at least go check that out if you like The Mandalorian? Like, I'm only going to watch stuff with like Din Djarin, The Mandalorian, and Grogu. Well, you should watch this Book of Boba Fett. Are people going, no, I'm not going to watch the Book of Boba Fett. I only watch the show, The Mandalorian. It's like, no, dude,
weird
that's
to me.
so weird.
Especially with the episode in season 2 of The Mandalorian that brings back Boba Fett is so good. You would think that they would be stoked for the Boba Fett spinoff series. I don't know. I guess I don't know.
If you watch Law and Order, you're probably gonna like SVU, dude. I don't know what to tell you. There's nobody that just watches Law and Order. Like, dude, my CSI is Miami, and that's the only CSI I enjoy. It's like you're already into it.
Yeah,
you watch all the stuff. Like,
like
I love Frasier. Never seen an episode of Cheers. Well, he was on Cheers. Yep, and I never will. I'll never see an episode. That's strange, dude. I know even diehard Friends people who are like, I watched one episode of Joey. I didn't like it. So then it's like, fine, but at least you are going to follow Joey Tribbiani to one thing at least after the show Friends is over.
There's no way that Young Sheldon is on season 7 and no one's watched it. Hello.
Who watched the Big Bang Theory, right? Yeah. Like there's no way that Big Bang Theory fans didn't at least, okay, I'll check that out. Like, come on. So why is it that Star Wars gets to get flack for doing the thing that television has been doing since the dawn of television?
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
I don't know. Anyway,
we had a lot of fun.
Weird.
It worked for us. So, it is what it is. But of course, let us know your thoughts and theories in the comments below. Check out the Uncut Watch Along on Patreon. We will be back. We'll be back tomorrow, depending on when you're seeing this, to react to the brand new episode for this week. And then next week, all three of us will be back to do the penultimate, and then the last episode the week after that. And it's already finale time is going to be here sooner than we think. But
crazy, dude.
It's been a lot of fun
Pedro
so far.
season, Papacito Pedro season is almost over, and I'm sad.
There'll be something
we're gonna have
else,
to go
I'm
back
sure.
and watch episodes of Buffy he was in. Like, we're gonna miss him so much. We're gonna have to go back and watch episodes of Law and Order he was in. I don't know what to do.
Wonder Woman 1984. Maybe
Let's watch Wonder Woman. Hey, life is good, but it can be better with more Pedro Pascal.
Let us know your thoughts and theories. Check out our Patreon, subscribe, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.